up? Welcome back to another episode of Visual Effects. We're gonna be looking at a bunch of effects that are just wild, crazy, and maybe even a little awful.
How do you think they did this?
The question we're all trying to ask ourselves, are these bad because they wanted them to be bad, or was it a happy accident?
And we're also gonna be looking at some mind-blowing MCU visual effects that you've probably never seen before.
Just as a heads up, little update to you guys, it's no longer called VFX Artists React, it's just called VFX.
I heard that too. Look, did you hear what he said?
No.
Welcome back to another episode of VFX.
Oh wait, really? No, it's okay. That's what I said?
It's okay.
Honestly, I kind of like it. This is the first episode of VFX.
Yeah, no one else is doing it anymore, so we decided, hey, why not? Let's give it a shot. VFX, here we go.
Well now, where did you come from?
So this has been shared with me a bunch over the last couple months, and I don't know how to feel about it. The movie is straight up called Bad CGI Gator.
So it's tongue-in-cheek, obviously, then.
Yeah, so I guess the thing here is that this is a parody of like this type of movie.
Yeah, it's a parody of all the super cheap, terrible horror films, basically. You know, but how do you make every shot uniquely bad?
That's the thing.
That's the challenge I would see with a film like this.
So let's break down how this gator is bad. If they're leaning into it, there's probably things they're doing intentionally to make it worse. It's not that bad.
They actually match the lighting. Look at
Like
that.
that shot there, like that's actually a decent render of the gator. The lighting matches well. There's even some depth of field here, and it seems to kind of like match into the grass a little bit with those back feet.
Well, it's double depth of field because the shoes are in focus, and then the tip of the snout's out of focus.
Oh my God, you're
and
right.
then it goes back in focus a little deeper into
There's
the shot.
two different focal planes here. It's like there's just enough effort put into it where it kind of technically works, but it's not something you'd see from like a VFX studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good though.
I was about to say it's not the worst, and then it cut to the shot without any shadow.
It was just floating.
Obviously, this is a bad VFX shot, but the CGI, technically, not that bad.
Like you said, in the previous shot, you're seeing elements of depth of field. In this one, you're seeing elements of motion blur. Like, they're incorporating elements of a good render. To me, though, that is so the magic of the good bad is like the things that you would never think to do if you had like an artist's sensibility.
See, that's what it comes down to. True badness is the things you'd never think to do.
Yes. When filmmakers are really trying to make something of quality, they're just going to try and make everything of quality. So that's easy. But when you're making it intentionally bad, and we, the audience, know that, when we first see it, you get the initial response of, oh, haha, that's bad. But we've got 90 minutes to fill here. So how do you keep getting worse? And that's the perfect pivot point for that curtain shot, where now it's floating in the air.
Oh, shit!
It's so bizarre because there's no shadow from the gator, and yet his right hand looks to be composited behind some of the grass.
This is what I'm saying though. It's like, at what point do you cut yourself off if you're making it intentionally bad? Putting the foot behind the grass? Like, clearly there's some forethought there.
This isn't the sort of bad that comes from amateur skill.
They should rename it to Decent CGI Gator.
Decent CGI Gator.
I'm sorry, we're sorry. You guys made a decent CGI Gator.
It's a decent
I hate to
CGI
say
Gator.
It could be worse in a good way. This is almost an example of like VFX appropriation, where it's like they should have hired real nephews to do the effects. But I can tell that's not what they did. You know, the world has at least hundreds, if not thousands of nephews
There's
out there.
so many.
Like, they're watching YouTube tutorials and they know Blender. They got it installed last week. They can do 3D animation.
They can do it.
Okay? That's who they need to hire if they want to make Bad CGI Gator 2.
VFX appropriation from the nephews.
Gosh.
Oh my God.
Finally a cause I can get behind.
Yeah.
Think about the nephews.
Welcome back, Happy New Year. And before we get back to more clips, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. It's a new year and this is a great time to start setting goals. My goal this year is to make more music, become more confident making music, and I even signed up for a music class to help me do that. If you've got any goals, a therapist can help you set those. Whether that's a SMART goal, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, or if your goal is something like stress management, anger management, or any other challenges in your life, a therapist can help with that. BetterHelp lets lets you have therapy over phone call, over video call, or over messaging, whatever's most comfortable for you. To get started, you fill out a questionnaire, and then they match you with one of over 30,000 therapists in their network, in most cases in 48 hours or less. And if you feel like your therapist isn't a great fit, there's no extra fees for switching. All you do is hit one button and they match you with a new one. A lot of us have gone through the experience of having to break up with a therapist and then start the whole process over again. And with BetterHelp, you never have to deal with that. So if you would like to get started with BetterHelp, join over 4 million people who've started using BetterHelp to make positive changes in their life by going to www.betterhelp.com/corridorcrew. Clicking that link supports the channel, and it also gives you 10% off your first month. All right, I think it's time we check out what those guys are getting up to. Let's go, let's go.
But speaking of good bad, have you guys heard of Big Shark?
No.
Who's ready for a fight? You two, what's your name?
Big Shark is Tommy Wiseau's latest film.
Really?
This is the latest as of this is 2023.
The guy who made The Room was like, hi, Mark.
Yep.
Here's a shark.
I'm so confused.
Hi, Shark. I think Tommy is now at this point leaning into it and again presenting what he believes to be funny about The Room. So this is about, I think it's about just a giant shark that is kind of terrorizing the city. Shouldn't there be more than that? I think there's another one with more than that. Oh, there's trailer number 1, so maybe there's more juice.
Big Shark trailer number 2.
Yeah.
Look at that! Oh my God, what's going on? Water! Oh, it's getting deeper!
Okay, hold up though. This shot where the street's flooding isn't the worst.
No, that looks decent, man.
It's decent. I mean, I think your expectations are that it's going to be bad.
The masking on the water.
Yeah, that's pretty good. No splash. Oh, look at that. They're catching the reflection though, look at that. And it's not just direct reflection, it is actually being displaced. Whoa! Oh yeah, I could get into this, man. I could give this
Okay,
give
this
this
looks
an
like
watch.
it could be a good time.
As a lover of this type of movie, one filmmaker maybe stands above the rest. I think I can confidently say one filmmaker stands above the rest.
Oh, it's the guy
Do you know who I'm talking
who
about?
directed all the Jurassic World movies.
No, we are talking about Neil Breen. Neil Breen is an independent filmmaker who writes, directs, produces, does all the art, does all the effects. Like he's a one-man band. He's honestly the spirit of the high school filmmaker, like manifested as an adult. This is Twisted Pair, his second to last film from 2018. Maybe we need some sound.
There's style to this already. I'm digging this.
My name is Cade.
My opinion on
He just ran into a mental brick wall.
I don't have what you have, but you could have.
Obviously, he's shooting everything on a green screen, but instead of using videos as a background, it's just all pictures.
Yeah.
Single still frame pictures.
Kind of reminds me of like an old point and click adventure game or something like that.
Yes.
No. Oh.
Pause it.
Jesus
Go back.
Christ, I thought he was gonna eat it.
How do you think they did this? How do you think they did this effect? I said they, but it's Neil. How do you think Neil did this
I
effect?
think Neil was on the first floor. He ran and jumped and landed, and then he used some of the previous frames from the running and jump to transition from the second floor to the first. In fact, I've done a slightly better version of that shot multiple times in my life, yes.
This level of bad, this level of pacing, I don't necessarily think you can do that level on purpose, unless you're an absolute genius.
Or unless you don't care.
Unless you don't care.
Unless you're so free and pure that you understand that filmmaking and storytelling is ultimately a subjective medium. Sometimes some of the best filmmakers are those very efficient ones that do so much with so little.
The thing I love about what Neil does, he has this vision for a feature film. He funds it himself. He turns a profit, which is crazy considering the market. Acting that way or directing for that kind of action is so difficult. It's like the only successes that I've seen are things from people like Tim and Eric.
And I'm here today with my good friend and the star of my new film, The Pilgrims, Grum.
This is like ultimate good bad.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi, Mr. Tennis. Thanks for having me. And thanks for directing me in The Pilgrims.
Rum.
Well, how does it feel to bring the story of the Pilgrims to the big screen?
Right?
My face hurts.
I don't know how they managed to like balance it out with this. Obviously it's janky on purpose, but like it lands, it sticks the landing.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like everything about this animation, it popping in after a frame of not being on.
Yeah.
And, you know, the facial animations just being like a constant blend shape between two, like.
The design of this dude too. It's like
It's like for eyeline, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Crackers and snacks. Crackers and snacks. Crackers and snacks.
I'm gonna start doing that, dude. Just freaking.
Crackers and snacks. Crackers and snacks.
Everything's wrong, but just the perfect amount of wrong.
Like that's the other thing. When you look at bad CGI Gator, it's like these look like Gator animations, but when this guy talks, it's like the eyes are like uncomfortably bulging out. And like the throat is like
the tongue is yellow and only emerges when it clips through the.
Like it was literally animated without any concern for the tongue. No one does it quite as good as Tim and Eric.
There's few shows that made me laugh this hard.
We've talked about good, bad in TV, we've talked about it in movies, but we haven't talked about it in commercials. And this is a commercial that is still airing to this day. It's from Morongo Casino Resort.
What's
and
that?
the idea of this, it's a casino resort.
It's a random
It's in the name.
casino.
Morongo is made for everybody. You like high-stakes black
Yeah, that was a decent transition.
Fine.
What do you think about this one?
in the high-limit VIP room.
They just need like a grunting something.
But wait, there's a post-credit scene. There's a post-credit scene.
Good times for everybody.
Sorry, it takes a second.
You're watching TV and you've experienced this trauma of this brutal morph take place, and you think you're done once the logo hits, but they got one more for you. One little extra bit of PTSD for the road. Yeah, how do you think this was actually executed? I'm curious.
Well, okay, the camera comes in, lands, switch out the actors. Everyone is continuing to be basically not moving, but there's a tiny bit of motion with the people.
You think they're more from the background?
Yeah, they are. They're more from the background as well. That woman's arm on the right kind of like morphs in. Notice they also push in to get rid of as many people as possible. I think that was a digital push in.
Yeah, digital
They're
zoom out
speed
on
ramping
top.
it. They're speed ramping it. Like look at they kind of freeze on the
Yeah,
left side there too.
totally.
Yeah, so as they get to that point, they're basically freezing it or like extreme speed ramping it.
Obviously, with the way everything is going these days, there's always a cinematic universe, right? We've seen it all the time. We've seen it in shows and movies too.
Is there a Morongo Casino cinematic universe?
Sam, there is.
Wait, Morongo Casino Universe? The MCU?
There is the one true MCU.
The true MCU.
So yeah, look who we start with. We start with the person we morph into at the end of the first one.
You're right.
Oh my God, the continuity.
It's continuity, man. A lot of thought went into this.
It's some good times and great food.
Now we'll see who do we get next.
Ready, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, what is? Wait, why did they blur everyone in the background? It was all blurry.
I think it's probably because there was too much.
They were
like
like,
it was too
"Hide it,
obvious. They're like,
hide it."
hide it.
Wait, I want to see the little post-credit scene. They got another
He's so
post-credit
proud.
scene.
He's so proudly sitting, dude.
I love it when it goes out of focus. The VFX artist just is like, no,
And you see,
no, not doing it.
and you literally see them like speed up in the background. They start moving so fast. So that's the second one. There's a third,
Oh,
brother.
this is like, what is that, Secret Invasion show? This is the latest addition to it, where they're all shapeshifters.
Morongo is made for you.
We pick up with our next hero, sitting down for a nice date.
Hello,
until,
Oh, blurred again.
My husband!
and she's gone. I don't know what
Oh,
happened
wow.
to her. She got Thanos.
See, this is the problem with doing morphs, is that this is what you end up getting when you don't put enough forethought into the morph itself, and you just like are doing it like as is. Like there's the Michael Jackson black and white music video where they're constantly morphing back and forth, but they were doing things like lowering the hair on the morph.
It was
that
motivated.
was it was motivated. It was very well thought out. This one they just gave up
There's a
morphing her
butt
and they just like
transition.
they just
Yeah.
did a transition.
Wait, you're right. So I was supposed to be the character, and it just butt transitions to
Yes.
just a totally different person.
Yes.
Is this the last one?
No. It's not. Let's play the fourth and final.
Oh no. All right.
Another butt shot, I guess. Yeah.
Wait, are you kidding?
Here we go.
Your game is blackjack.
Woohoo, I win. That's the best one.
It's the tilt of the head, the friggin'.
All right, is there a post-credit
But
scene
wait,
here?
watch this. Who is it?
Oh, we're back at the beginning!
It's a loop.
It's a loop.
Dude, it never ends.
So he was never in the shot. She's really in the shot. Like, that's just an image of him.
Go back
So
to him.
he was comped in.
He's comped in.
One of them
Yeah.
is Compton.
He's comped in because he's bigger.
Yeah, they must have had him like walk
I'm
into
definitely
frame.
right. I'm right, but I can't prove it.
Well, they did the hair really well if that's the case.
They did, because he's probably there, actually.
Yeah,
But
because
she looks weirder to me. I'm willing to bet neither of them are in the
I
shot.
was just gonna say that. I think you're right. Because they're like, oh, we can have perfect background plates.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look, he's on a green screen.
He's on a
Yeah.
green screen. They're all on green screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't expect to go this deep on this. I'm happy.
So her glass is also being keyed out. Right there. It disappears a little bit.
Yes,
Because it
it
becomes a little
totally
too
does.
transparent, and so it ends up getting completely keyed out. This is a
Bold.
very common problem with trying to key out something transparent on a green screen. So they filmed her walking in, landing, and now we're looking at a locked off wide shot that they're digitally cropping into and animating the camera around, but they put up a green screen behind her so that they do that plate, and then they do his plate.
Yeah.
It was like they wanted to do this as often as they could when they knew that the camera was gonna be static, but they also wanted to have a dynamic scene, which you wouldn't be able to do with something like this.
Yes, yes. It's been a bit of therapy to bring this before you guys, because this has been haunting me for quite some time. It
I've
always
never seen this
pops up
before.
and
Thank you very much for bringing my attention to the MCU.
It had to be done.
Jordan, he accidentally said a URL to Christian that has some really naughty stuff in it.
I'm so
But some
embarrassed.
really cool VFX too.
It wasn't for you guys. Can we just
We're gonna
delete
watch
it?
We're gonna watch it.
We shouldn't watch it.
Head on over to corridordigital.com right now to see an extended version of this episode. It's a 2-week free trial, $3.99 after that for every single month. And guess what? If you're just gonna watch this on YouTube, subscriptions here, they're free. So why not click the button right now?
Guys, it's kind of rare that we do an exclusively bad CGI episode, but if you have other juicy clips that are in that bad category that you'd like to share with us, leave a comment down below because we'd love to do it again.
Yeah, not just TV or movies, but commercials as well.
Everything is welcome. Morongo. You'll get it later.
Everything.